Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, pandas. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Let's go, baby. We got the 80% off code. Let me change some stuff for us. So, we got the 80% BBM 80, guys. Sorry, one second, Pandas. Just updating some stuff. Let's go, baby. You guys asked for it, and you guys got it. Happy Halloween. You know, the nice thing about this 80% off code is that it's not only 80% off the first month, but it's 60% off the recurring month, so you have a little less pressure to want to quickly pass those accounts. And honestly, for me, it gives me more incentive just to store up a couple 80% off codes because it's just holding them. It's not as bad. So, but what's happening today? Not much, to be honest. Overnight session. I mean, the earnings just caused this insane chaos, but we are back up here. Spike channel, test the bottom of the channel here, and we're coming back up. The news, GDP at 830, huge spike up, and I don't know. What can I say? It looks kind of bullish to me. Let's see here. We do got a nice channel here. Amazing. Do have a nice channel here. If I think about it, it is pretty nice. We got the hits here. We got the hits in the bottom multiple times. Push up here. Could be a strong bull day today. Let me look at the daily chart. I mean, look at this perfect bounce off the 20 EMA here, and we're making another push up. And I think this another push up could be quite strong if we do break above the previous day's high. I most likely will have an order above this high here just to get ready to be triggered. Turtles, this is just went full contracts on that two leggy, scalped 8 for 2 points. Woo! I mean, that's pretty nice. I mean, you're probably like halfway there to finish your eval already. Let me say good morning, a couple of you guys. Sleepy Joe, good morning. Rodian, good morning. Another Australian here. Ted Rajnes, good morning. 2 Australians in a row. I've never been to Australia, but I really do want to go one day. Marco Guelas, 80% off. Yep, yep, yep. Lord and Turtle, welcome. Chris Luke, good morning. Turtle Toes, good morning. Chris, 80% off. I started 4 days too early. Shucks. Yeah, you know, the thing is, it's like, we are kind of told not to tell, you know, because of, you know, I want to have a good relationship with Apex, and we're kind of told when we can tell people, and it's just part of the business. You can't. I wish I could just have told you, you know, immediately, but Charleston, did I do pre-market? I did, but it was very short. Sorry. I had a late start. Northern Turtles cranking it. Evzen says, say hi to my hippie tribe there in Nelson. It's a small world. It is. Let's go, baby. Crystal, good morning. Icky, good morning. Wayne Bicknell, good morning. Speedy Boy, good morning. JS Viking, good morning from Nebraska. Welcome. There's a bunch of new pandas here, so I'm glad that you guys are here. Thanks for joining. HHSS, good morning. Kevin Mack, good morning. Get Big Naturally, good morning. Thomas de Jorges from France. How do you say your name? It's probably some French pronunciation, I don't know. Good morning, Latrell. TGIF, Southern California. Yusuf, good morning. No Faith Required, good morning. David B, good morning. Welcome. Quite a strong move up. We do have this nice channel that we're following right now. If you guys want to take a look at it. A couple hits on the bottom. Pushing strongly up here. For me, it's just the daily chart. When we bounce off the 20 EMA like this, on a reversal setup, it just looks very, very bullish to me. Looks very bullish to me. See if I can get a two-leggy here. I don't know if we're gonna get it though.
$10,000 tick trap.
I may do a big order above this high, because I'm so confident that it's gonna at least give me 2 points here. If we break this high, I think I'm gonna at least, I'm gonna probably go quite large if we break this high. Two-leggy here. A, B, C. I'm gonna go long on the super strong uptrend to like a pullback off the 20 EMA. Also have this trend line working here for us.
10,000 tick trap.
I'm gonna double position here. Let's see. Let's go, baby. I'm a runner. Let's go, baby. This is a second entry long off of the 20 EMA, also off our trend line. You know, it doesn't get any easier than that for me. I'm not sure if this runner's gonna go very far. It doesn't seem like it will, but I'll hold it. Why not? Potential big move up, so it doesn't look like it'll last very long though, but we'll see. There's no harm done holding it for me. Just might as well hold it. It's free money here. It's a bonus. Stops me out. Kills my runner. It's all good though. But we protect ourselves. Break even +1, and so it was a risk-free trade right there. So no problem for me. Had a double position. It's just such a good setup. Good signal bar, and had a small retracement even. You know, so we reduced the risk with a good, you know, double key area, which is the 20 EMA. Also our trend line. It's just one of those you gotta take. You gotta take that. Wayne Bignell said, had a $3,100 trade in a 50K eval, one contract. You're done. Wayne Bignell, congrats. You just finished your eval in one trade. Goodness, that's a 60-point trade. You got 60 points on one contract? Congrats, man. That's an amazing trade. You should start your own channel. Congrats. Hey, Wayne Bignell, this is for you. Show Wayne Bignell some love here, passing that eval with one contract. Yeah, you need $3,000 on the 50K eval to pass it, and he passed it in one trade. Lee, welcome. R, welcome. Crystal's asking, how long does the 80% off code work? It will be until next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. And that's like 11:59 Wednesday. So basically 12 a.m. on Thursday is when it ends. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. 60-point trade. See, it takes your runner out and then it jumps off of the 20 EMA again. It keeps going up, so that's unfortunate. We couldn't keep that runner. I'll be right back. Pushes up, continues a super strong uptrend, making a beeline just to the previous day's high, and this trend line has broken now, but we're still above the 20 EMA. Look at the 20 EMA currently. Look at how we are just bouncing off of it. It's just a strong uptrend. You know, people buying with limit orders here very confidently. I may take a trap here just because the momentum's so strong, but I would be careful just because we're far away from any key area. This is kind of, you know, a little overextended. This is risky. Small risk here. I'm taking it because the momentum is strong going up. And I get stopped out. It's all good. It's a small risk trade, and with strong momentum going up, to me it was worth it. In fact, I'm gonna attempt it again if it does come back up here. Oh, yeah. I might have missed it. Darn. See, that's when I hate that. I hate when the error's out like that, because I missed it. I essentially missed a trade because of these darn errors. The momentum was so strong that I was willing to take that small teeny risk for this, but basically what happened was a second entry long. A, B, C, two-legged pullback. So I wanted to attempt again, but because of the error, I couldn't get in. Darn. It's all good. It's all good. We're still green. We're still green, pandas. Okay. David Wall asks, have to set my EMA to 15. My EMA is to 21 EMA. We did have news today. It was GDP news. Another push up on a trap. We may get a second entry long here. A, B, C. Darn. Super small risk was worth it for me, but I'm upset that the second attempt I couldn't get in. Two-legged pullback here. Woo. Quick push down here. I don't know if I like this. The signal bars are very bad. It is a second entry long off the 20 EMA here. We do have a break a trend to new high. So you should be a little careful here, in my opinion. That's a terrible signal bar. I'm not going long on this signal bar. It's basically the worst signal bar you can possibly imagine. But the trigger bar is quite bullish, so that might be enough credence for you to go long here. But this signal bar is really bad, and this is what I'm basing it off of, and I just cannot enter this trade. Unless we have a higher low setup, I cannot enter this trade. Super small signal bar. It's an inside bar, very small bar for this market. It might trigger the trap here, but it looks like it's going to give you the scalp. I'll take the higher low setup though. The higher low setup is the only setup I'll take here. Basing off this setup, how bad it was with the signal bar, the higher low setup is the only setup I'll take here. And if we don't get it, then we don't get it, and we'll move on. I'm just scared the trap will trigger and actually push down strongly, so I'm going to sit on my pause. You're a little worried if you're long here when you see a bar like this. Little disappointed. But the higher low setup, I'm willing to take. See, as long as this doesn't reverse strongly, this could potentially reverse very strongly, and this is why I wait for the higher low setup, because I would avoid entering a trade that will potentially reverse. The higher low setup right here. Darn, I almost want to go in 2 contracts, but that'd be a good panda. Higher low setup on a super strong uptrend. It looks almost bearish though. Micro double bottom. Not anymore. Actually pushes lower. Terrible signal bar. Almost don't even want to go in if it does reverse here with the higher low. Even at a higher low with a signal bar like this and the 20 EMA curling down now, very hard to enter this trade in my opinion. I'm going to skip this because I don't like how this is starting to curl down. And it doesn't create the higher low setup. So this is what I'm saying. If anyone who went long here, you just got stopped out. Now we can go up here. It's a second entry long again, or a third entry long. Create a wedge like this. This is not necessarily a setup I like. It does give you a scalp, but we have potential that this would have been a strong reversal. I just don't like this. I don't like what's happening here. It doesn't look good. 20 EMA starting to flatten out, and actually 20 EMA started to curl downwards, and then it triggered beneath the 20 EMA. It's not a setup I typically like. It does give you the scalp though, because we're still just in a strong uptrend. but that's not necessarily a good setup in my opinion. So I'm okay skipping it, even though it does scalp out, and I'll just let it be. It'll be a wedge bottom in my opinion. Hugh did take that trade, but I just don't agree. It's a sketchy trade, and even though it works out this time, see, that's the thing. You get a lot of false positives where, not false. I don't know the correct term, but it's like when the setup is not good and it works out, that actually hurts you in the long run when you enter trades like that. Now, I mean, you can disagree with me, but I just have a lot of things here that I didn't like about this trade. That for me, if I entered this, if I saw this again, I probably will skip it almost every single time. And I mean, one thing you do have good, the signal bar is good, and the risk is not too large. So even if you do lose this, it's not the end of the world. But you know, it's just for me, it's just a trade that I don't feel very confident in. I don't. Also, looking at the 5-minute chart, if you do look at the 5-minute chart, you do have the 240 SMA acting as resistance, and we hit it with the huge wicks here. And so this is another reason why, like, those huge wicks are these tops on the 2000 tick chart. And for me, I was like, it could possibly reverse there, looking at the 5-minute chart as well. We're technically still green, pandas. Technically still green. Alright, let's look at the structure, what's going on right now. I'm going to take away that trend line because it's not really relevant anymore. It's causing too much noise. Darn, you know what? If I had this trend line, I might have gone long there, but I didn't have the trend line at the time. So Hugh, you might be onto something that was right off this trend line, but still underneath the 20 MA. It's just a little tricky. It's tricky to me. Overshoot could possibly lead to undershoot. Yeah, it's just a lot of trickiness right there. Confusion, if anything. We do have another two-leggy here. A, B, C. Most likely we'll skip it. In fact, this is probably a good place for a reversal, if anything, because you got this basically triple top here. Looking for a possible reversal trade to the downside. Even though we're off this trend line again, I don't know. Also, bottom of a trading range created by the trading range indicator. Or clearly beneath the 20 MA. And maybe no longer. I don't know. This is a little difficult place to be because you can reverse here. You can reverse here. Terrible signal bar, right? This is your signal bar, and this is your trigger bar, your entry bar. It's a nice entry bar, strong bullish bar ending near its high, and it's above the 20 MA. And what do you know? It's good for at least a perfect scalp and good enough for a scalp. Amazing. You know, this overshoot triple top, it doesn't give me confidence to necessarily push higher here again. Plus the 5-minute chart, the 240 SMA acting as resistance here. It just got a little tricky for me, so I skipped it. What can I say? If I have any reasons to not enter, for me, it's just because of our risk reward, our risk being larger than our reward most of the time for me. You know, I usually have like a 2-point risk for like maybe a 3 to 4 point 2-point reward for like a 3 to 4 point risk. Because of that, I need to be super accurate, and for that reason is why I skip trades, even though potentially can go up. For me, it's just not worth it because I need to be so accurate with my strategy. With scalping, you need to be super accurate. If I have like any inklings of something not working, I'll skip it. I guess here, maybe that's an exception to that rule. You know, I had an inkling that it might not work, but the risk was so small, it was worth it for me. Here, I guess I was more willing because the risk was so small. The probability a little less, but the risk was so small. The risk would have been less or equal to the reward at this point. In fact, it was less than the, the reward, right? This is a less than a 2-point risk. Let's draw momentum up. This is why we're still green. Completely choppy at this point. Wow. I mean, 20 EMA starting to flatten out. It is pointing up, but we're going in and out of it, as you can see. Now, if we burst up here, it's just hard to time that because this is a trading range, and it's very hard to time trading ranges when the breakout will happen. It's like trying to find out, it's like calling the tops and bottoms of a trend. If, just as hard it is to call the top and bottom of a trend, it's as hard as to call the breakout, timing the breakout of just as hard as to time the top and bottom of a trend, it's just as hard to time the breakout of a trading range. Okay, I mean this trend line is talking to me. This trend line seems pretty accurate right now. I'm having a hard time really breaking beneath it. But when I look at the higher time frames, it just doesn't look. I mean, look at this. It's just like getting very, very choppy here. The 5-minute as well. It's a higher low on the 5-minute. I mean, I'm thinking strong bullish day today. Second entry long. I don't know. This is tough to say. Higher entry long, right at the tops here are the resistance levels. If you're going to take this trade, you have to swing it, in my opinion. If you're going to take this trade, you're going to swing it thinking it's going to be a big move up, a breakout trade. Do I like it? I'm going to skip it. I'm in no rush to trade here. Yeah, TradingView doesn't have tick charts. It does create the second entry long Pikachu trade, strong bull bar ending near a tie, and that could give you enough reason to want to enter here. Right, we're still off our trend line, still coming off the 20 MA. Okay, bursts up. See, this is a breakout mode. If you're gonna take this trade, you gotta trade it like a breakout, in my opinion. And your 2x risk reward is here. So in my opinion, the trade is only worth it if you can get to this 2x risk reward, in my opinion. It has made a 1-to-1, but the 2x risk reward is what you take out on it. So if you had like a 4 contracts in this, 3 contracts will come out at 1-to-1, and 1 contract will come out, at 2-to-1, and you just got stopped out on your runner. So strong move up, but reverses immediately. Failed breakout. Huh. Just tricky. I mean, I don't know what's happening here. It's getting very choppy. It's a wedge double bottom push up here. It just looks nasty. It looks really, really messy right now. Pandas, I'll be right back.
$10,000 tick trap.
Sorry about that, Pandas. Back. And I can tell nothing's happened. The disgustingness continues. And, yeah. We'll just let this play out. We'll let this play out a little bit here. We'll try to make this a little more accurate. It's not perfect, but we'll capture. I mean, the more price action we get, the more accurate we can make our trend lines, and you know, this is what we got so far. We do have the trading range indicator still here. Top of the trading range back to the bottom of the trading range. The 5-minute chart, the 240 SMA is just acting as resistance currently. Killian, good morning. Welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let me say hi to a couple more people who just joined. Chavez, good morning. David B, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Iron, Chris, good morning, guys. Live Free or Fight, good morning. Patrick R, good morning. Steve Malone, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Erp, Good morning. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Yeah, it's just hard to tell, but I mean, the 5-minute chart ultimately bounced off of the 240 SMA. May just come back down to the 20 EMA. I mean, may come back down to test it. This is a spike channel, and typically you test bottom of the spiking channels, or you test the bottom of the channel of the spiking channel to create a potential trading range here. And we do have this larger trend line or channel working for us. Quite large, actually. Let me see if I can... If I actually use this high here, it's a little more... Contains a little more information, I guess, but I would be missing this. Makes me not feel warm and fuzzy when I skip price action like this, because I think all price action is important. I'm going to just take this for what it is here. Trading range indicator. Strong bearish push down, but we might come back into this trading range. I think we're going to at least test the bottom of this channel here. So I'm going to skip this trap, right? Terrible signal bar. It's a fail second entry long though. I may take a second entry long here, thinking we're going to come back to the bottom of this the channel here to at least test it. But also trading range, and we can come back right up into it. 20 EMAs touched on the 10,000 tick chart. Strong bear bar ending on its low. Could have some follow through there. 5-minute chart. Doesn't even touch the 20 EMA yet. It creates a second pullback. Whew. I mean, higher low setup. I mean, I'm not going short here any longer. I mean, looking at this, we're above the 20 EMA. Strong bull bars ending near our high. I just can't touch this. Simply can't touch it. A, B, C. I mean, might create a second entry short here. But with the price action looking like this, that's a really good signal bar in terms of shape. Risk is large. 1, 2, 3. Almost, it's basically a 4-point risk. It is a 4-point risk. And you had this super strong bull move here. Darn, I almost want to take the trap instead. This is incredible. Trap back to the top of the trading range. Risk is not small. Ugly looking signal bar here as well. I think coming back for 2 points here. Micro double bottom currently. If this pushes down, then obviously I just get rid of this trap. The whole point of waiting for the setup is because you want to avoid, right, something like this. So no longer interested in that. Ends up giving you a nice scalp, right, as a 2-leggy, but man, it reversed immediately, thinking it might just come back into our trading range, but instead the 2-legged pullback is good for a scalp at least. You're thinking test the bottom here of the channel, the spike in channel here, right? What I mean by spike in channel is spike, strong move up, then it starts to channel up, and the bottom of the channel sometimes acts as a support in order to start to create a trading range. And notice that where these intersect, and the timing is good as well. It intersects basically at our major trend line here, and it might give us a nice little bounce here. Who knows if we even get down this low. But, you know, this is an area where I would be considering to go long. You know, if I saw a nice setup here, you know, especially if it like comes down like this, hits it, and then creates a second entry, fail second entry short in this area, that's like, you know, it's a trade I'd like to take. Especially with a break of trend. Whoops. Break a trend to new low. It's just a good setup in my opinion if this were to happen. That's what I'll be looking for. I skipped this one obviously because of the super strong bull bar coming back into our trading range. I just didn't feel confident, thinking my brain switched to trading range rules instead of trend rules, but this has ended up being a small downtrend here. I don't know. Are we even get down here? Can we even test the bottom here? I'm like eager to go long still, but you know, I'm gonna be patient here, pandas. All right, Chavez. Sorry. I mean, basic etiquette. I'm putting your timeout. I'm not banning you, but just putting your timeout. 300 seconds. Go in the corner. But yes, we do use Apex here. Thanks, Turtle Toast. I don't mind the question you're asking, but asking it that many times in a row, just rude. Just rude. Lower high setup. 20 EMA curling down, now acting as resistance. Trading range indicator actually expanding the trading range down to here now. I kind of want to hit the 20 EMA on the 5-minute. I feel like there's like unfinished business here. I at least want to tap off of it. If we tap off of it and bounce off, then I'm looking to go long again. But that's kind of like unfinished business there. You kind of want to touch the 20 EMA. Kind of reset. You know, that's a healthy pullback. Trap trade to the short side, coming off our trend line as well, off the 20 EMA, but I don't like these wicks that are being created here, making it look like it's a push up here. I'm a little hesitant to go long here. I'm a little hesitant to go short, even though I feel like there's a clear area that we want to hit. I just don't like the fact that we're getting choppy here. I don't like these wicks. Now, when I see wicks like this, they look like failed breakdowns, and this could just be another failed breakdown here. It does scalp you out, that trap. With that push up, maybe I would be more interested, but it kind of happened too quick. I wasn't ready for that. I was still kind of deciding. But we're so close to our trend line now, I'm just like, I'm looking maybe to reverse it, double bottom here essentially. H4 setup now. Micro double bottom here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits all in the same spot currently. Okay, finally breaks down. Now we touch the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. Makes me feel good that this is a nice pullback. Now this is a good time to reverse. We do touch the bottom of the channel here. This blue line that I drew a while back. We're bouncing off of it currently and now can act as a trading range. Market's trying to decide, is this going to be a trading range? Are we going to come back up? Or is this a downtrend? And this is the area where you check. And if we get a nice bounce off here, the fail second entry short of some sort, or a two-legged pullback to the upside, second entry long, you know, this is a trade that I'm looking for right now. And I think this would be a very good setup if it were to happen. Okay, pushes further down. Outside bar reversal. To me, if I'm going to go long, I need to come above this trend line here. This trend line is just speaking to me, and I need to get above it if we're going to long. Currently in a downtrend as long as this goes down. I'm not sure if we can get our setup now. We're pushing pretty strong down. I mean, if you look at the 5-minute chart, it's quite a strong bear move. But the thing is, you gotta wait for that bar to finish. We still got 2 minutes on that bar. Just watching. No setups for me. This is a decent setup to go short. But yeah, it kind of like happened too quick. Like popped up and popped back down. Reflexes are not that fast. It's not that my reflexes, my mind wasn't there. I was like really hesitant to go short here because all these wicks. pushing it up, failed breakdowns. Hard for me to go short here. Still, we kind of have already a break a trend to new low. So this is the area where you look for a nice reversal setup, fail second entry short of some sort. Right, it could look like this or this. Now we're pushing above our trend line and the 20 EMA. And this is an area where I would like to reverse it. And remember the 5 minute, I said you got to wait for the candle to finish. Even though it was really bearish, but you got to wait for the candle to finish to really to make a judgment on this. Do I like 30, 830? I don't know. So the 5 minute ends up looking like this. So fail breakdown basically, and we're still in the uptrend on the 5 minute chart if you ask me. Higher low setup on the 2000 tick chart, potentially giving us our failed second entry short in this area, which is beautiful. A, B, C. Second entry short, reversal. The only thing is the market kind enough to give us a setup here to enter this strong reversal? I'm not sure if the market is going to be kind enough for us. We just need a break of the previous candle's low in order to get a setup here. And I don't know if the market's going to give it to us. Market's sometimes very stingy, doesn't give us these setups. Especially when we know our premise is good and strong. These setups typically don't happen because the setup requires a pullback. And if the setup is so good and the premise is so good, right, the pullback just doesn't happen. Because the trend is so strong. But I'm fine waiting. I don't mind. This is kind of part of the game, and this is what I'm known for. My patience, extreme patience, just waiting for a setup, even though I see a clear direction of the market. I could just buy anywhere, but it's like, for me, it's just, to me, it just doesn't make sense because that's something, it's like, you gotta just imagine if you did that every single time, would it work out? And I don't like the, live by the sword, die by the sword type setups. Or it might work now, but doesn't mean it's necessarily a good setup. I'm gonna take the trap trade to the long side. This is the pullback I was waiting for. Failed second entry short, and this is kind of the setup I've been talking about for a long time now. Ever since we started pushing down here, this is the setup I was looking for. Failed second short to go long here. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. I mean, how long ago did I call that setup? I mean, I called that setup in this area. I was saying it would be beautiful if we got that push down, right? And then if we got some sort of failed second entry short because of the breakout trend to new low. I called this setup way back here, and darn, I wish I had a runner now. Darn. I mean, the runner would still be good. The reason why I didn't have a runner is actually I was ready to reload just in case it did something like this, right? Just in case it did something like this, popped up. Whoops, what am I doing? And did like a second entry short back to here. I was ready for something like that to happen, so that's why I only entered one. But that was such a good setup in my opinion. I called that such a long time ago. Almost exactly what I thought. Almost exactly what happened is almost exactly what I said, or what I said is exactly what happened. Yeah, that makes more sense. English hard. English very hard. Let's see. just a strong, small pullback bull trend currently. I wish I had a runner at this point, but it is what it is. JO2 Code Panda, that short trap was a winner, and I just passed my 25k eval on Apex. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Now you got to just trade. Just make sure you trade micros until you get funded. Trade micros. What I mean when I say micros, I mean literally trade one micro contract, get in and out of the trade, just so you can just log in a trading day. Erica W, a new member. How is it a failed second entry short when you keep getting higher highs? So that's kind of exactly what a second entry short is. And so if you did enter this and you had a runner, you just got stopped out by that runner, but bounces right off that entry area. But basically, for those who are new to this channel, what we trade here are second entry longs or second entry shorts, two-legged pullbacks. But a setup that comes off of that is a trap where the failed second entry short or long fails. And so the classical move is a second entry, right? A second entry short will look like this. 2 pushes up, and then you get the short, right? The second entry short triggering, but then that doesn't make a scalp and it reverses up. So the pattern looks like this, right? Second entry, 2 legs up, first pullback, first entry, second pullback, second entry, and then that fails to make a point or makes a scalp and then reverses. So we drag this pattern over here. We have a push down here, second pullback, right? First pullback, first entry, second pullback, second entry, triggers that second entry short, right? We're way above the 20 MA, super strong bullish move. So we're taking the trap trade to the other side, knowing that that's not a good second entry short to take, because we're going to trap those traders. Hope that makes sense. The only way you can know what a failed second entry short is first recognizing what a second entry short is. And if you don't know what those are, there are playlists in the description describing more details about how to count legs, how to find second entry longs and two-legged pullbacks, and also traps as well. So if you guys have a hard time recognizing the setups that we're using here, there are playlists there for you guys, so you guys can watch. Just getting completely sideways now, but clearly above the 20 MA. We're hitting our heads again on the 5-minute 240 SMA. Now we're wedged between the 20 MA and the 240 SMA, creating a trading range on the 5-minute chart by the trading range indicator. Trading range indicator on the 10,000 tick chart. I don't know how accurate this is going to be. I don't know if we're going to come all the way back down, but I have seen these come back down. It just looks so bullish right now that I feel like it can actually push higher. Erica says, thanks for, I thought the count reset when there's a new higher high. It does reset, but only for second entry shorts, or sorry, second entry longs. So for every, you can watch the videos, but since we're completely sideways now, I'll take some time to explain this. But for every movement, right, there's 2 counts, right? There's a counts towards the downside, and there's counts to the upside. And so the counts reset with every higher high. This is second entry long, by the way. It's very choppy. It's not one I'd like to take, but it's a second entry long off the 20 minute. Actually already triggers with the outside bar reversal. I'm skipping this trade just because it's really wonky. And this is not what you look for second entry long, even though it is a second entry long. But yeah, so there's counts going both ways, right? There's like down legs and up legs. So the counts reset, right, with new higher highs, right? When you're counting legs to find second entry longs. So if it looks like this, the counts reset, right? Second entry long reset. Sorry, let me keep this. So if you're looking for a second entry long and it looks like this, right? This is your first pullback, right? Sorry, this is your first pullback. But if it goes up again like this, it counts reset, and again now this is your first pullback. But if it looks like this, where it doesn't break the previous pivot high, then now this is your second pullback. You can see it has 2 legs down. so the counts don't reset. The counts only reset if, again, if this breaks above here, the counts reset again. But because it didn't break this pivot high, now we have 2 pushes down, right? That makes sense. You can't have 2 pushes down if this pivot high is higher than this pivot high. So it's just basically 2 pushes down. It's a very easy setup to look for, but it's just 2 pushes down like this, and then you're looking for that second entry long. So counts reset, and it depends on which way you're counting, right? If you're looking for second entry longs, then counts reset for every higher high. If you're looking for second entry shorts, counts reset for every lower low. But to keep it simple, this is all you have to think about. Strong move, 2 pushes down. This is what we're looking for, essentially. This is our setup. This is all we're looking for. Oh, man. I want to go long just because we're having a tough time even touching the 20 EMA at this point. Second entry long, triggering on the 10,000 tick chart. For me, as long as we're underneath the 240 SMA on the 5-minute chart, it's very difficult to go long. I want to break out here, and I'll feel way more comfortable. But in a sense, we can be just at the top of a trading range. I don't want to be going long into that. Strong bull bar ending on its high. Looks good that we will continue this uptrend here. Wow. Yeah, this is why I wanted to go long, but scary for me to go long just because of the potential resistance. But now we broke through the resistance, and now we are, I mean, this could be break a trend to new high, but the fact that we couldn't even touch the 20 EMA, I mean, look very closely, we could not even touch it. It missed it by less than a tick, and you know, that's kind of signs that we are, you know, we see wicks like this just cannot even get to the bottom of the previous candle's low. It's just like signs that, you know, we're gonna have a strong push up. Outside bar reversal here. I actually like that trap trade, but was not paying attention. I'm gonna actually have a setup here, and this is a setup that I like to personally take. I'm actually gonna go for 5 points here on that 2 contracts, and the reason being is because the daily chart's giving us a nice setup. So for me, I feel like it's good enough for 5 points. Again, trade at your own risk. This is just something I'll do, and I'm willing to risk $500 either way here, and I just think it's worth it in my opinion. So these are the setups that kind of help me accelerate my, you know, to gain kind of larger gains. Because scalping, I get $100 per scalp, but here I can potentially get $500 on one trade. I can also lose $500, and so you gotta recognize the risk here. But to me, this is worth it because of the daily chart. We are basically bouncing off the 20 EMA. It looks like it's gonna just launch off and rocket ship through to the top of this channel, and it just looks very bullish to me. So this is why I'm entering long here, and yeah. But by the time that we get here, it might just be like overextended. I don't know. But I think it's worth it still. I would prefer, right, if we kind of have like a pullback here and then pushes up so we can like kind of reset at least to the 20 EMA or at least our trend line here that we just drew. I would like a reset near the top here just because, you know, I don't want to be exhausted by the time he gets here. That'd be nice, but who knows what will happen. For me, there are traders who are literally waiting for this to trigger to pop this up on the higher time frames, like very high time frames. And so to me, I think it's worth it, and I'm just gonna be ready to join in that wave once this triggers. I'm actually gonna have one runner here. I'm gonna try to get 5 points on my main position, and I'm gonna have a runner that's gonna go higher than that. Getting a second entry long here potentially. A, B, C. I like it to touch my key area if we're going to go long here. It's kind of hard to take this in midair. But the higher time frames, it just looks so bullish to me. It looks super bullish to me, the higher time frames. Let's see if we get our second entry long. We don't have a setup yet. I'm going 3 contracts here. I'm going to scalp the first one at 5 points and then going to have a 1 point runner. Potentially losing, how much is that? $750, I think. Yeah, potentially losing $750 here. Second entry long. Darn. It looks really choppy here, but I'll take it. Strong uptrend. Okay, I missed the trade. Trap is gone. Sorry, the scalp was made. That's a second entry long. I should have taken it. I was too focused on calculating how much money I would lose here. Thomas Master says, when buying multiple evals, is there a way to buy them under one transaction? Or do I have to buy each of them? You have to buy each of them individually because each of them require you to sign a contract with them. They're like all separate accounts. It's like treated all like individual accounts. It's getting very close to triggering our trade here. Erica W says, how long have you been building your Apex portfolio? I've been doing it for a couple years now, or a couple months now. I can go more details in a pre-market show, but yeah, I can tell you that a couple months. I'm gonna take this trap trade just because it's obviously so close to this this magnet here. I'm gonna take a trap trade here. It does trigger. I'm gonna take this trap trade just to even bring it up to here. I mean, it could act as a resistance, but I feel like it'll trigger if this trap does trigger. It's just so close. Alright, no longer a trap. It's the first entry though, still. Might go double bottom. Micro double bottom here. I'm keeping a close eye on the 10,000 tick chart, and I'm waiting for a trap actually on 10,000 tick in this area. A, B, C, trigger the trap, and I think it's gonna launch off. I think it's gonna launch off if the trap does trigger. That's what I'm waiting for. I could be completely wrong. There might be some like, okay, the trap, the second to short triggers on the 10,000 tick chart. It will trigger, the trap will trigger up here on the outside bar reversal. I really feel like it will launch off if this does trigger. I'll take one contract here. I have a lot of contracts getting ready to be triggered up in this area. Let's see if we get any of them. We wait for our setup here, waiting patiently. 20 EMA still acting as a nice support currently. Okay, it's breaking down a little bit. Keeping a close eye on the 10,000 tick chart right now. I'm going to adjust this to basically trigger here. I still will consider going long here if we do take it, if he does come back. It's a huge risk now. So, it's a large risk. It's a big risk to take. But I still like the setup because it's so close to this key area. Here he says, after 15 years of trading, you still can make mistakes. It hurts bad. I can't trade anymore. My mental capital is done. So, yeah, I mean, your worst enemy when it comes to trading is yourself, actually. You can't blame, institutions, can't blame anyone except yourself. And so the quicker you can recognize that you're not in the right mental state, the better it is for you to, the better it is for you, because the quicker then you can stop trading when you're not there mentally. Pandas, remember though, today until next Wednesday, there's 80% off of Apex. And so even if you do bust your accounts, guess what, Pandas? We don't trade our own money here. We trade someone else's money. And so if you want to have that opportunity, you can sign up for Apex for just as little as like $30. You can open an account, a 50K account, and try to get funded for $50,000. It's basically free money in my opinion. And so, especially take advantage of it while the 80% code off is there. BBM80 for 80% off. Please use it. It is your benefit. And, you guys wonder, every single day we trade 100% risk-free. And trading 100% risk-free, we do it by trading with Apex. And not only that, you can trade multiple Apex accounts for potential of just making incredible amounts of money. More money than I possibly could ever imagine doing anything else. And so, let's see here. Let's see if we trigger this. I'm going to keep my risk the same here, but I feel like we might start turning to a little trading range here. And it might be a little difficult to actually break through here. But we'll see. This looks like a first break of trend as well, looking for a new high. So you guys asked for it, and Apex delivered. Apex is a prop firm that if you can pass an eval, they will fund you. And then right now, what we're trading here every single day are funded accounts. I have multiple funded accounts running at the same time, and we do that 100% risk-free using Apex. So that's what Apex is. If you want more information, go to the link in the description about Apex. And if you like to trade someone else's money instead of yours, then that is a perfect opportunity for you. We got a second entry long here. About to trigger the trap on the 10,000 tick chart. Man, if we get a double trap here, I'll be really enticed to go long. I'll probably do double position to go long here. Ooh. Okay. Let's see if we get our setup here. Ooh, double position. If this triggers, oh, micro double bottom. It's not enough for me. Just a micro double bottom. Okay, we miss it. I'm thinking this should cause some sort of train reaction of a multiple trades here, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Oh, you know what? That triggered. Oh, I messed up on the entry. I definitely messed up on the entry. Darn. This is the proper stop for this trade. Ah, I messed up on the entry, huh? Darn. I may go in double position here. I don't know. I may just swing this up here at this point. If it stops me out, stops me out. I'll move on next trade. It looks like it wants to stop me out. It does look like it's starting to go into a trading range, which is unfortunate. I thought it would have a nice push up, and for me it was worth taking that trade because of the potential reward there. But it's all good, pandas. You know, if we get stopped out, we get stopped out. It is what it is. The way I'm creating this stop loss is the inside bar, right? We create an OI pattern on the 10,000 tick chart. And so we would typically have you enter one tick above. That's where I messed up my entry. I should have been one tick above this, but instead I'm like 3 ticks above it. But it's not too big of an issue. But our stop loss would be on the other side of this inside bar. And that's how you do these inside bar trades. The risk is quite large, but for the reward, it's fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-point risk here, but I'm trying to get up to the previous day's high and break it through and trying to get a little bit more from there. So it is what it is. In my opinion, it could be institutions loading up here, ready to make a big break up to the upside. And the institutions could be just trying to buy whatever they can here at this point. Yeah, see, Lee says he lost 17K after 5 months of trading. And if you're using Apex, like, you don't lose your own personal capital there. You know, like, you'll lose, like, the only thing you can lose are really your fees that you pay. But you don't lose your own personal capital if you're trading with Apex. And so, you know, it's hard to hear, but that's the nice thing about Apex. Like, you don't have to worry about risking like $20,000 of your own money. Pushing up higher. Let's see if we get this. We're gonna have like a multiple chains of trades here gonna happen if it does trigger, but only if it does trigger. I don't know. I can protect my original trade by bringing my trade to risk free, right? Taking my risk off. Just waiting. Waiting. It's looking good so far. No complaints. I can just take my reward here and be happy and move on, but I'm just waiting for this chain reaction to happen, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it does, it does. Even if I lose on this trade, I don't mind. Because it's you know, I took my risk off this trade, so I don't mind if it comes back to take me out break even, because to me it's worth it, because I don't want this to like reverse and just smash me and make me lose a bunch of money. Like, I'd rather just be in a risk-free trade and be okay with it. Just watching, just letting this play out. It's risk-free, so I'm okay. Of course, I don't want to get stopped out, but I'd rather get stopped out risk-free than lose, you know, potential like $400. Okay, it looks like it's about to trigger my chain reaction of trades here. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, we got that first one. First batch. First trade is good. I can take the risk off here if I want on this trade, but I'm going to hold it for... Actually, I'll hold it. This will be a runner here. I'm looking for 5 points. I'm risking 5 points. We made already 1, 2, 3 points here. Let's try to get that 5 points on the main position, and then I could take my risk off already here and feel okay. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. And now we're going to look for that runner. See if we can get this miracle runner here. I don't know. I'm going to just trade this with price action rules. If you guys are wondering how high I am right now, I'm over $1,000 today already. You can't see my total balance right now because right now I'm showing the current trade, but I'm over $1,000. So I'm 100% risk free right now. This was just an extra runner that I had, just in case this really does go up. And this is what I mean, that this is a high probability trade. I'm willing to lose $500 to gain $500 here. And that's just, you know, what it is. Let's see how high this runner can go. I'm hoping it can go really high, but you know, maybe a 10-point runner. That's what I'm thinking. And this is kind of like how like some people wonder like, okay, like buy money always loses money on trades or on stream, blah 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 blah. How is he profitable? Well, I'm off stream. You know, it's like trades like this that don't really happen during stream. I just can't force trades like this to happen. But you get setups like this off stream, and you know, I easily make $1,000 a day, you know, trades, and I'll easily make, you know, not easily, but sometimes I'll make $2,000 to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a day, and it's just like I just can't do it during stream just because the setups aren't there. But you know, it's trades like this that, you know, if I was like off stream, I might have even cranked this even more. I might have been on maybe 10 contracts here, scalping just 2 points, thinking that that's almost a guaranteed 2 points. If you're gonna give me free money, I'll take it. And it's like, you know, and that'll be off stream, and you know, with 10 contracts, 2 points here, that's $1,000 trade. Trap does trigger. I mean, this trap is just nice for me. I'm not really looking to keep scaling up here because I've already made some good money on this trade. So I'm just gonna let this play out. If we get a 2-leggy, maybe I'll scale in. But the problem is, pandas, is that when you have these breakouts, typically we come back to retest these breakout areas. So I wouldn't be surprised if it came all the way back down to retest the previous day's high, to bounce off one more time. And that's the problem with runners, which typically your runner is right at the spot where the market likes to retest. So that's kind of why runners kind of suck, and why they oftentimes do get stopped out, and annoyingly get stopped out, because once your runner gets stopped out at the, you know, break even +1, you're in such a good area that that's where people reload actually, and then, you know, push hard. We actually have a second entry long here, but I'm just gonna trade by proxy here, and I'm gonna actually do this, right? I'm gonna raise my stop, right? If that does trigger, I'm gonna raise my stop here as if I'm in this trade, and you know, that's what I do, but only if it triggers. I need it to trigger first. So I'm trading, like, I'm kind of trading this trade like, you know, by proxy here. Basically, it just gives me a new point to raise my my stop loss. Technically hasn't triggered yet, so I'm still right here. So that's kind of why it's annoying, right? That's why oftentimes the market will come back down and hit your stop loss, or your runner stop loss basically, and take you out, and then bounce off of it and goes like, you know, to like 50 points above you. That's because just people are reloading in these areas, and they usually reload in those areas where you enter. You know, that's because that's where other traders have entered, and so that's like just a crucial point. And so, especially when you have a key areas like the previous day's high, it's like, what can you do?
$10,000 tick trap.
Getting a strong push down. I'm just letting this go. You know, now I'm actually more enticed to go long here on the second entry long, just because it's like a little more of a pullback. A, B, C. People want me to do a trade review here. People want me to do a trade review because they're like, man, that was a nasty trade. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It was a nasty trade, and it was amazing. So I'll go over the, you know, I'll go over to the setup here. You know, it really all starts with the pre-market analysis. I already, in my mind, had this trade set up before the day even started, and because of the daily chart. When you look at the daily chart and you see a bounce off like this off the 20 MA, you're thinking if this does break this high, you're making another high here, and it's going to be a strong move up. So I'm thinking instead of the previous day's high acting as resistance, it's going to act as a breakout area. And so I was ready to enter there. And because of knowing that, and knowing that this is a crucial area, I looked at the higher time frames and realized we had a trap trade here on the higher time frames. Right, this is a trap trade. This is a failed second entry short, and it happened in the area where I feel like it could trigger this bigger trade. And so this is why I entered long here with a stop loss down here on the 10,000 tick chart. And 10,000 tick chart basically made it so you know, I entered a little earlier, and I basically wanted to hold my 10,000 tick chart trade, thinking that most likely would trigger this chain of trades that I have ready above here. So now we have a nice two-leggy here, and I'll just move my stop loss under this pivot low. And every time we make these pivot lows, I'm going to continue to move my stop loss up. So now I'm protecting $100 here. Some people might not even think it's worth protecting that $100. I'm thinking that if it does like snap back down, like they think it's okay because, you know, the $100 is whatever. So I'm basically just assuming I'm making at least $100 on this trade. Sometimes I like to just have my runner stop loss basically attached to the 20 EMA here. And I like to do a negative 10 point. So I'm at a place where I can do a negative 10 point tick offset of this 20 EMA. And so every time the 20 EMA rises, my stop loss will rise with it. And why do I do negative 10? It's because I look for, if this ever breaks beneath the 20 EMA by 2 points, then for me, I feel like, okay, that's changing the market cycle, at least maybe into the trading range. But if we're breaking beneath the 20 EMA on a strong uptrend by 2 points, in my opinion, that's kind of where I feel like that's a good time to get out of the trade, especially if I'm above especially if it's above my original break-even +1. And in this way, I can try to maximize this move up. But at the same time, you know, the moment I start to see reversal, I'll just go up. And the best part is, Pandas, I can literally go out to Walmart, Target, whatever, and enjoy my day and just let this trade ride. In a sense, I'll basically just have an infinite stop. Like, I won't have a limit here. I basically will just get stopped out purely by my stop loss here. And it's just... And why do I do negative 10 instead of negative 8? Because I'm looking for 2 points. Well, negative 10 because... when this comes back down, if it does come back down to the 20 EMA, oftentimes what will happen is the 20 EMA will start to actually curl downwards. Because it curls downwards, that kind of affects the price, and so I like to have a little buffer there. This is a 2-tick buffer. But for me, I'm in a 100%, not even risk-free trade, I'm on a 100% profit trade. And it's just at this point, see how much money I can make. And that's a good place to be, right, Pandas? Let's go, baby. Get that bamboo. Feeling good right now. Super Saiyan mode. I mean, we're in Super Saiyan mode. We already have a 2-leggy back up on this uptrend, and we are riding it up. We're purely on a runner here, and we are going to let this ride as far as we can. Lo-fi traders, can you cancel Apex subscriptions whenever you want? Yes, you can. You're not like under like a certain amount of time contract. Other than it's like a month long, right? Every contract's a month long, and so not every contract, but every time you pay, it's like you have it for a month. Latrell asks, some people use prop firms to get started and then go off on their own. Do you think you'll always be an apex predator for trading? I don't know if I'm an apex predator, but I will sooner or later, you know, Latrell, I mean, that makes 100% sense, right? That makes complete sense to think that, you know, if you're trading at a certain caliber where, you know, you are just trading fine, then it's like, why would you want Apex to take 10% cut? You know, at that point, especially after the 4th withdrawal, you're able to withdraw as much money as you want. And, you know, so at any point, you can just withdraw all your money from Apex and then just trade on your own. Yeah, I think the nice thing about Apex, though, is, well, I mean, I don't think it offsets. I don't know. Actually, it's a good question. I don't know. But, you know, you do have some tax benefits trading with Apex because you're a contractor and you can trade under LLC. And so I don't know if you can trade under LLC just as a personal trader, just like trading your own private funds. So I'm not sure. Lee, man, rest in peace, man. Thoughts and prayers to you. You know, that really does hurt. And the thing is like, I've been there. I've been in that exact same spot. you gotta really consider that as tuition. Especially if you're still profitable. I mean, you're up 30K, you lose 17K, you're actually still up, what, 13K, so you're still good. Yeah, so on NinjaTrader, you can connect your stop loss or your limit, whatever, to any indicator that has the plots. And the 20 EMA, I'm connected to the 20 EMA right now, but with -10 offset. And so every time the 20 EMA moves, like my stop loss moves, I'm not moving this, it's moving automatically. So this makes it a risk-free trade and also a hassle-free trade. Like I'm not even worried about it. I'm gonna let it trigger. And just, I'm happy with my $100 here, and I'll just move on. It's another second entry long. I'm thinking 10 points though, honestly, before we actually get a nice reversal. I'm thinking 10 points, but who knows, pandas. Exactly, Howard has it right. I'd rather tilt on a prop firm than your own personal account, because your own personal account, you can lose all your money, right? Let's say like you fund yourself $5,000, right? That's not even that much when it comes to futures. Like I think that's almost bare minimum if you want to trade one E-mini. But if you lose that $5,000, you have lost $5,000. But if you had, like, let's say a prop firm and you're using the 300K account and the trailing threshold is 7,500, even if you lose the 7,500, what have you really lost? Especially with the 80% off code, the only thing you've really lost is, the fees, that like the $100 fee that you paid for the evaluation. And to me, I just think it's so worth it. Whew, I mean, we are not even touching the 20 EMA right now. We're just rocking and rolling right now. And you can see, like, with this one contract, I'm up $500. We're already up 10 points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points here. And, some people will be happy here. But I'm happy with just letting this ride up as high as possible. And I'll just let it go. I'm just going to let this run free. Just you're free to fly. Yeah, this might be my new short. My content, people don't know, but all the content in my shorts come purely off my stream trades. Any content I do on the shorts is coming from stream. So this is what I mean by 10 points. 10 points were made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points almost exactly. People are coming out with their profits at 10 points. They're happy with that, and they, people just took their profits. This is a indication that people took their profits there at 10 points for 10-point swing traders. I might lose it here, but I'm completely fine with that. I'm okay with my $100 gain here. I don't mind. For me, it's worth it because of the potential of this going much higher. I'm just gonna let this ride. As long as we're above the 20 MA, like I don't really have any fear. Basically, this is what I'm saying with my stop loss. This is the what I'm actually saying. Putting my stop loss 2 points underneath the 20 MA. What I'm saying is, as long as we're above the 20 MA, I have no fear of this. I have no fear, and it's gonna let this ride. We're getting closer, getting stopped out here, and if we get stopped out, it is what it is. And I think it was well worth the risk just riding it up, because we protect some profits here, and it's all good. As long as the 20 EMA, we can let the 20 EMA be the 20 EMA. Right? We want the 20 EMA to continue to act as support, and as long as it does, we're going to keep riding it. And for me, the good way to indicate that the 20 EMA is no longer acting as support is if we break 2 points underneath it, and it is what it is. Now we're closing underneath the 20 MA. This is making me feel like we're gonna get stopped out here, and it looks like the market is going to try to stop me out. Ooh, that's close. Ooh, that's close. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Oh, good. Don't stop. Oh, see, yes, go that way. That way. That is the right direction. Go up, not down. See, pandas, like, I'm not even worried. This is a stress-free trade. I don't even care if I get stopped out. I'm just... don't... God! Oh, one tick. One tick, pandas. Is it one tick that can save this trade? Is it one tick that can save this trade? Push! 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 Come on. No, 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 no. Push. Go up. Push! Push! Pandas, give me those peas. I need the peas. Give me the peas. Every pea is going to push this market up. Yes! Yes! One tick. Saved by one tick. Is it true? Push! Push! I need some peas, pandas. Give me the peas. All the peas in the world. Push! Woo! Oh, that's what I want. Okay, I don't want that. But that's the kind of candle I'm looking for. We're closing underneath the 20 MA. Now we actually have gaps underneath the 20 MA here. Oh boy, oh boy. It doesn't look good for me, pandas. It does not look good. Oof. Ooh. Ooh. Come on. It looks like it's gonna stop me out here. Almost guaranteed. It's like a 99% chance to get stopped out. 99% chance to get stopped out. But there's that 1% chance. That 1% chance this just reverses and rockets back up. 100 points up. Huh? Ah! Well, pandas, it was nice. It was nice going to that runner. We have $1,000 a day today, $1,100. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Got that bamboo. Getting that bamboo today. And pandas, don't forget, $1,000 is not on one account. It's on multiple accounts. And so this one day, I have made over multiple $1,000. You know, just imagine how many accounts you have. If you had 10 accounts, imagine you basically made $10,000 within 1 hour, one and a half hour trading, and it's $10,000. That is insane. You know, who can make $10,000 in one day? You know, so it's all good, pandas. You know, I could have salvaged a little bit more. I was up about 500 at a certain point where it was up 10 points, but to me, I thought it was worth just riding it up because I saw this how strong a push up it was, and it's all good. You know, when I saw the strong bear bar, I kind of felt like that was the end, the beginning of the end, and but there was a chance, and so I had my original stop loss and I just kept it, and I iron pawed it, and sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't, and so kind of get hit. Pandas, make sure you guys take advantage of the 80% off Apex code. And to be honest, if I were you, not saying this is advice, but this is what I typically do. I buy multiple accounts, especially the 50K account. It's only like 30 some dollars. And, you know, and honestly, you can finish those with the trade copier. You can finish them all in one day. If, you know, with this one trade, you could have finished it all in one day. And, you know, so you could finish it all in one trade, technically. And for me, it's just, you know, if you can have the potential to get funded, you know, with $30, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth a try at least, you know, especially don't risk your own money. But with that being said, pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early on Monday, 9 o'clock for the pre-market show, 9:15 for the mainstream, and hope everyone has an amazing weekend. You know, have a good Halloween. Actually, I guess Monday will be Halloween. But pandas, hope everyone has an amazing weekend, and yeah, stay safe, everybody. And as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.
5-minute trap.